I found her online 3 weeks ago. Needed someone to split the rent. My landlord raised it again and I was drowning. She responded within an hour. Name was Emma. No photo, no social media links, just a message. I'm quiet. I pay on time. I need a room. I should have asked more questions. I should have asked for references. I should have met her in person before giving her the key. But I was desperate, and she seemed fine, normal, a little quiet maybe, but some people are quiet. She moved in on a Sunday. 1 bag, no furniture, no boxes, just a backpack and a duffel. She said she was between places. She said she didn't have much. I didn't think anything of it. The first week, I noticed the toothbrush. It was in the bathroom holder. Blue. Cheap. The bristles were dry. I used the bathroom every morning. I used the bathroom every night. The toothbrush was always dry. I told myself she brushed her teeth at work, or in the kitchen, or somewhere else. Some people are weird about bathrooms. I didn't want to be the kind of roommate who monitors dental hygiene. The second week, I noticed the smell coming from her room. Not bad, just present. Sweat, but not the smell of someone who sweats. The smell of something trying to smell like sweat. Like a candle labeled human made by someone who had never been human. I asked her about it. She said she didn't smell anything. She said maybe it was the building. She said it with my inflection, my pauses, my way of tilting my head when I'm confused. She had been here 2 weeks. She already sounded like me. The third week, I started paying attention. Really paying attention. She doesn't eat. I've never seen her eat. There's no food in the kitchen that belongs to her. No dishes in the sink. No crumbs on the counter. She doesn't use the stove. She doesn't use the microwave. She doesn't use anything. She doesn't make noise. Not footsteps. Not breathing. Not the creak of a chair. When she's in her room, it's silent. When she's in the bathroom, it's silent. When she walks past me in the hallway, I don't hear her until she's already there. She pays on time. Cash. Envelope under my door. The exact amount every week. I've never seen her go to an ATM. I've never seen her carry cash. I've never seen her leave the apartment with anything in her hands. Last week, the envelope had a different amount. Too much. Double. I knocked on her door, asked her about it. She said she wanted to help. She said I looked tired. She said it with my voice, not similar to my voice. My voice. The exact pitch, the exact rhythm, the exact breathiness at the end of a sentence. I closed the door. I locked it. I pushed my dresser against it. The next morning, the dresser was back. The door was unlocked, and the envelope under my door had the correct amount. Not cash this time. A transfer. From my bank account. To my bank account. From me to me. I checked my online banking. The transfer was real. The money had left my account, then been deposited back. The same amount. The same timestamp. The memo line said, rent. I didn't type that memo. I started avoiding her. I stayed in my room. I used the bathroom when I knew she was in hers. I ate in my car. I came home late and left early. But she was always there, in the kitchen, making coffee. My coffee. The brand I buy, the amount I use, the way I hold the mug. 2 hands, left thumb over right. I watched her from the hallway. She made the coffee exactly the way I make it. Then she poured it down the sink. She didn't drink it. She just made it. Like she was practicing. Like she was learning the motions. I asked her why she made coffee if she wasn't going to drink it. She said she liked the smell. She said it with my smile. The one I do when I'm lying. I don't smile like that. Last night I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, listening. The apartment was silent. No cars outside. No neighbors, no building sounds. Just the silence between my heartbeats. Then I heard it. A swallow. The dry click of a throat working. From her room. Then another. From the bathroom. Then another. From the kitchen. Then another. From right outside my door. She was everywhere, all at once. Or she had learned to be in multiple places. Or she had never been in just one place to begin with. I got up, opened the door. The hallway was empty. The bathroom door was open. The kitchen light was off. Her room door was closed. I walked to her door, put my ear against it. Silence. I opened the door. The room was empty. No bed, no clothes, no bag, no furniture. Just dust. Just the smell of my perfume. The one I wear. The one I've worn for years. The one I've never seen her buy. And on the wall, photographs. Of me, sleeping. In my bed. In my room. In my apartment. Dozens of photographs. Different angles, different nights, different positions. The most recent one was from last night. I was facing the wall. The photograph was taken from inside my closet. I don't have a closet in my bedroom. I closed the door. I locked it. I went back to my room. I pushed my dresser against the door. I put a chair on top of the dresser. I put a glass on the chair. If the door opened, the glass would fall. I lay in bed, stared at the ceiling, waited. At 3 a.m., the glass fell. I didn't hear the door open. I didn't hear footsteps. I didn't hear anything. But the glass was on the floor, and the dresser was back against the wall, and the chair was at the desk. And standing in the corner of my room, in the dark, was a shape. My height, my posture, my hair. It turned toward me. It had my face, but the eyes were wrong, too dark, too deep, like looking into a mirror that doesn't reflect light. It smiled. My smile. The real one. The one I only do when I'm alone. I closed my eyes, counted to 10, opened them. The shape was gone. The room was empty. The dresser was against the door. The chair was on top. The glass was on the chair. Nothing had fallen. Nothing had moved. Nothing had been there. But on my pillow, a hair. Not mine. Too long. Too dark. The same color as her hair. The same color as my hair. The same color. I checked the bathroom. The toothbrush was wet. For the first time in 3 weeks. I checked the kitchen. The coffee maker was warm. The mug was in the sink. My mug. The one I use every morning. I checked her room. The door was open. The photographs were gone. The smell was gone. The dust was gone. The room was clean. Empty. Like no one had ever lived there. But on the wall, in the center, a mirror. Small, handheld, the kind you use to check your makeup. I picked it up, looked at my reflection. My face looked back. Same eyes, same hair, same smile. Then I blinked. My reflection blinked too, but a second late. I'm moving out. I found a new apartment. I didn't tell her. I just packed. I loaded my car. I drove away. I didn't look back. But last night, in my new apartment, in a different neighborhood 20 miles away, I heard a key in the door. My key. The one I have on my keychain. The door opened. No one was there. But the bathroom light was on. And the toothbrush in the holder, the one I bought yesterday, was wet. I checked the kitchen. The coffee maker was warm. The mug was in the sink. My mug. The one I brought with me. I checked the bedroom. The closet door was open. Inside, photographs of me sleeping in this new apartment, taken last night. from inside the closet. I don't have a closet in this bedroom. I closed the door. I locked it. I pushed the dresser against it. I put a chair on top. I put a glass on the chair. I'm sitting on the bed now, writing this. The glass hasn't fallen. The door hasn't opened. The apartment is silent. But I can feel her, in the walls, in the floor, in the space between my heartbeats. She's not in the room. She's in me. She's been in me since the first week. She learned my voice. She learned my face. She learned my smile. She learned my loneliness. And now, she doesn't need to be separate anymore, because I don't know if I'm the original. I don't know if I'm the one who moved in first. I don't know if I'm the one who posted the ad or the one who answered it. I looked in the bathroom mirror. My reflection blinked. On time. But the reflection behind me, the one in the dark hallway, didn't blink at all. And it was smiling, my smile. The real one. I've been understudying the lead for 3 months. Her name is Marianne. She's been with this theater company for 8 years. I've been here for 2. I know her rhythms. I know how she warms up. I know how she takes her coffee. I know the exact way she tilts her head when she's about to deliver a difficult line. 3 weeks ago, she started tilting her head the wrong way. At first, I told myself I was imagining it. Pre-show anxiety. 3 weeks until opening. Everyone gets strange. The director said not to worry. He said Marianne was just tired. He said she'd been working too hard. But the director has changed too. The crew member who's been here the longest, a man named Leo, who's been running lights since before I was born, he pulled me aside after rehearsal last Tuesday. He said, "There's something wrong with her. Not her acting. Her. Something else." I asked him what he meant. He looked at the stage. Marianne was standing in the wings, facing the wall, not moving. Leo said, "She's not the only one on that stage." Then he walked away. The next day I asked him about it. He said he didn't remember saying anything. He said I must have misheard him. I didn't mishear him. The first thing I noticed was the mirror. Our dressing room has a long mirror above the makeup counter. Marianne and I share it. Every night I look at my reflection while I put on my base. Every night I see my face. Last week, I saw a different name where my face should be. Not written, not spoken, just in my mind. The name Marianne appeared where my own name should have been. I blinked. It was gone. It's happened 3 times now. Each time, the name stays a little longer. Each time, my face in the mirror looks a little less like mine. The second thing was the perfume. Marianne has worn the same perfume since she was cast. A floral scent. Light. Recognizable. I've smelled it every rehearsal for 3 months. Last week, it changed. Stronger. Wrong. The notes were off. Like someone had tried to replicate the scent from a description. Like they'd never smelled the original, only been told what it was supposed to smell like. Marianne was wearing something else. Something cheaper. Something that didn't fit her. But the perfume, the wrong perfume, was coming from her dressing room. From her chair. From her clothes. Someone had been in her things. Someone who didn't know her well enough to get the details right. I started watching her more closely. Her movements, her timing, the way she delivered her lines. She was still hitting her marks, still saying the right words. But the intention was wrong. The pauses were in the wrong places. The emotions didn't land where they used to. I told the director. He said I was projecting. He said I wanted the role so badly I was imagining problems with the lead. He said I needed to focus on my own performance. He said all of this without looking at me. He was looking at Marianne. I tried to call Marianne outside of rehearsal. Her number rang endlessly. No voicemail, no text back. But her social media was updating. Photos of her at home. Photos of her with friends, captions in her voice, almost in her voice. The grammar was wrong, the jokes were off, the punctuation was not her style. Someone was posting as Marianne, someone who had studied her, someone who was still learning. I went to the theater's production archive, old photographs, programs, reviews. I wanted to see if anything like this had happened before. In a production from 1987, there was a photograph of the full cast. Someone had removed one performer from every copy, cut them out with something sharp. The space where they'd stood was empty, a perfect hole in the middle of the group. That performer was an understudy. She'd gone missing the night after opening. No one knew what happened to her. The production closed early. No one would say why. I looked at other photographs from the archive. Photos of the theater from years before I joined. Company parties, cast dinners, rehearsal shots. In every photo, there was a figure in the background, too far away to identify, just a shape at the edge of the frame. Watching. I found a photo from 2 years ago, my first week with the company. I was standing in the back row laughing at something someone had said. I didn't know anyone yet. I was nervous. I was trying to fit in. In the background of that photo, standing by the stage door, half hidden in shadow, was a figure. The same figure from the 1987 photos. The same shape. The same posture. It had been watching me for 2 years. Before I ever noticed anything wrong. Before Marianne started tilting her head the wrong way. Before the perfume changed. Before the mirror showed me a different name. It had been watching me since the day I arrived. And I never knew. I asked Leo about the 1987 production. He was there. He was running lights then, too. He said, "Don't look into the audience during the performance. Whatever you do, don't make eye contact with the back row." I asked him why. He said, "Because some of them aren't people. And once they see you see them, they'll want you to join them." I asked him what happened to the understudy from 1987. He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "She didn't go missing. She's still here. She's been here every night for 37 years. She's just not on the stage anymore. She's in the audience, watching, waiting for someone to take her place." I asked him who took her place. He said, "The lead from that production. She's been understudying for 37 years. She's very good at it by now. She can play anyone. She's probably playing someone you know. Last night was the final dress rehearsal. Opening night is tomorrow." I stood in the wings, watching Marianne on stage. She was perfect. Every line, every movement, every emotion. But she wasn't acting. She was being acted. Something else was moving her body. Something else was speaking her lines. Something else was wearing her face. And from the back row of the empty house, I heard a voice. My voice. Saying my name. I turned around. The theater was empty. No one in the seats, no one in the wings, no one backstage. But the voice came again. From the stage. From Marianne's mouth. In my voice. "You're ready," she said. "You've been ready for months. You just didn't know it." I ran to the dressing room. I locked the door. I looked in the mirror. My face was still mine. But my name, the name I saw where my face should be, was not Marianne's anymore. It was someone else's. Someone I didn't recognize. Someone who has been understudying me. I thought about running. I thought about leaving the theater, never coming back, breaking my contract, destroying my career, starting over somewhere else where no one knew my name. But I can't. The contract is ironclad. If I don't show up for opening night, I'll never work in this city again. No theater will hire me. No director will trust me. My career will be over before it truly began. And I think it knows that. I think it chose me because of that. Because I have nowhere to go. Because I have too much to lose. Because I will stay, even when I know I shouldn't. I stayed. I went back to the wings. I watched the rest of the dress rehearsal. Marianne finished her final monologue. The stage went dark. The house lights came up. And from the empty seats, applause. Not from one person, from the whole theater. Hundreds of hands clapping. But the seats were empty. No one was there. I looked down at the orchestra section. Empty. The mezzanine. Empty. The balcony. Empty. But the sound kept going. Louder. Closer. Like they were clapping right next to me. I closed my eyes. When I opened them, the applause stopped. The theater was silent. But the back row, the last row, the one Leo warned me about, every seat was warm. I could see the heat rising off the cushions, like someone had been sitting there for a very long time and had just stood up. I missed rehearsal tonight. I told the stage manager I was sick. I've been sitting in my apartment in the dark, trying to remember who I am. I know my name. I know my lines. I know my blocking. But I don't know if I learned them, or if someone else learned them for me. I called Leo. He answered on the first ring. I asked him if he'd ever seen what happens when the understudy finally takes the stage. He was quiet. Then he said, "The understudy doesn't take the stage. The understudy becomes the audience. And the audience, the one that's been waiting in the back row, becomes the understudy. And the cycle continues. It's been going on for 37 years, maybe longer. No one knows who started it." I asked him who is in the back row now. He said, "Check the call sheet for opening night." I checked. My name is on it. Understudy. Ready to step in. But there's another name on the call sheet, one I've never seen before. In the audience section, seat C7, the back row. The name is the same as the one I saw in the mirror. Opening night is tomorrow. I have to be there. I have to stand in the wings. I have to watch Marianne perform. I have to be ready to go on if something happens to her. But something has already happened to her. Something has been happening to her for weeks. And I think something is about to happen to me. After the dress rehearsal, after everyone left, I went back to the theater alone. I wanted to see the back row. I wanted to know what was sitting there. I walked down the aisle, past the empty seats, past the orchestra section, past the mezzanine, up the stairs to the balcony. The back row, seat C7, empty. But on the seat, a scarf. My scarf. The one I lost 2 years ago. The one I searched for everywhere. The one I never found. It was folded neatly, placed on the center of the cushion. And beside it, a photograph. A photo of me. Tonight, in the dressing room, looking into the mirror. The photo was taken from behind me, from the corner of the room, from where no one was standing. But someone was there. Someone took that photo. Someone has been in my dressing room. Someone has been watching me. I looked at the photo more closely. In the reflection of the mirror, behind my shoulder, a face. Blurry, unfamiliar, but watching. Always watching. I turned around. The theater was empty. The seats were empty. The stage was empty. But the back row, all of it, was warm. I'm going to the theater tomorrow. I have to. It's my job. It's my life. But I'm not going to look at the audience. I'm not going to make eye contact with the back row. And when I hear my name, from the stage, from the wings, from the empty seats, I'm not going to answer. Because I don't know who's calling anymore. And I don't know who I am when I answer. After the show tomorrow night, after the curtain call, after the applause, I'm going to walk to the back row. I'm going to sit in seat C7, just for a moment, just to see what it feels like. I think I already know. The cushion will be warm, the seat will fit me perfectly, and when I look down at the stage, I'll see myself, taking a bow, smiling at the audience. But the audience won't be there. They'll be in the back row, with me,